Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Oroville State Theater. I'd like to introduce now Bob Schofield and the Oroville Community Concert Band. Welcome to our 2025 Christmas program. The first piece you just heard was called Angels of Joy, and a medley of familiar Christmas songs, including Hark the Herald Angels Sing, Angels We Have Heard on High, and Joy to the World. This year's concert is called Ringing in the Christmas Season, and it alludes to the fact that several of our pieces, the word bells will be in the title, or something similar. This leads us to our second number this evening, and it's simply called Bells. The beginning starts with different brass instruments imitating church bells that are ringing throughout the city. As you can imagine, these bells often ring in different rhythms and not on the same notes. So as the sound increases, the bells become more and more mixed together. Finally, the bells come together in one glorious, harmonious piece, celebrating the holiday season. Here is Bells.
That was a hint that solo shows may sound wrong, but they're really right.
Our third piece this evening is Canada's oldest known Christmas carol. The Huron Carol was written around 1642 by a Jesuit missionary. It was written in the language of the Huron, an indigenous group of people from that part of Canada. The original title was called something I can't pronounce. However, it's translated to Jesus, He is Born. In 1926, Jesse Middleton rewrote the lyrics for the English language, and the song became known as "'Twas in the Moon of Wintertime." And that version has been sung by a variety of performers over the years. Please enjoy the Huron Carol. is this too festive? What do you think? You know, I had somebody offer me $150 if I'd never wear it again. My wife bought this for me 20 years ago, and at the El Peoraville Alliance Band concert last night, I also wore it, and a fella actually offered to buy it from me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Found that hard to believe.
It just wouldn't seem like Christmas without this. Well, our next number harkens back to the days of Benny Goodman and the big bands. Featuring Gene Krupa on drums, the Benny Goodman Band had a huge hit with the song Sing, Sing, Sing. This piece takes Jingle Bells and Jolly Old St. Nicholas back to that era, where our drummer John Hale will do his best Gene Krupa imitation. Here is Jing, Jing, Jingle. John Hale. John, stand up. One more round of applause. Oh, you are standing. Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas is a classic holiday song written by Hugh Martin and Ralph Blaine for the 1944 film Meet Me in St. Louis, where it was introduced by Judy Garland. The song is known for its sentimental, hopeful message and has been covered by countless artists, most famously by Frank Sinatra. The lyrics encourage hope, togetherness, and with the now famous line, asking the listener to hang a shining star on the highest bough. Featuring Jonathan Quinn on the flugelhorn, we would like to end the first half of our program tonight with this well-known number, Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas.
Feels good to stand up. Don't forget to dance in the middle.
Yeah.
Well, before we break for intermission, I have two very big asks to share with you tonight. In 51 years of living in Oroville, despite all of the often bad press we get outside of the area, I don't know of another community that is more generous with causes like this State Theater, which over the last several years, the community, local businesses, the water contractors, the city, have invested $3.5 million into the restoration of this theater. And that's... And in September of this year, Golden Valley Bank gave Stage a $20,000 grant, which they've asked us to match in local fundraising. And to give you an idea of how generous this community is, that was September, and we have raised close to $17,000 to match that $20,000 in less than 3 months. So, I would ask you, and this is one of two asks I'm going to share with you tonight, I would ask if you're looking for a charitable donation, year-end tax contribution, or simply to support the ongoing efforts to restore and refurbish our theater, that you consider joining Stage and making a contribution toward the restoration of this beautiful theater, which will celebrate its 100th anniversary in less than 3 years. 1928 is when the building opened, and so in 2028 we'll be celebrating 100 years of this facility as part of Oroville. So that's ask number one. It is Christmas, and Santa, I put this on Santa's list too, just to let you know. Here's ask number two. Years ago, the band purchased a used set of chimes for their use at concerts like this one. When most instruments are made, they have a serial number on them to help identify the year when they were produced. These chimes are so old that they no longer have the serial number on file, but Bob Schofield's best estimate is that they were produced sometime in the 1950s. Incidentally, I was produced in the 1950s. Yeah.
You're older than I am.
Not nearly as wise as you, though, I understand. So it's likely these chimes are at least 70 years old. Well, time is beginning to show these chimes as they're not working as well as they used to, and have been repaired so many times that they can no longer be worked on. So the band has started raising money for a new set of chimes, which cost about $6,000 before shipping and tax. They're not available on Amazon because they'll deliver them overnight for free, you know.
You get the little wind chimes.
Oh, yeah, the wind. So $6,000 before shipping and tax, and so far they've raised about half of that. But if you're interested in helping them reach that goal, there's a donation box in the lobby. I believe it's right by the donor tree for the organ. If you can help out, any amount would be greatly appreciated by the band and by those of us who enjoy their music. So thank you very much for your generosity.
We're a 501c3. So
Oh yes, okay, here's even better. But wait, now how much would you pay? The band is a 501c3 organization, which means it is a charitable organization, and you can deduct any contributions on your taxes. And as Ronald Reagan said once, I'm proud to be an American and proud to pay my taxes. I can be just as proud paying less. So, if you want to pay less this next year, please consider a donation to the State Theater Arts Guild and an important donation to our Oroville Community Concert Band. Thank you. It's time for intermission. We'll be back in a few minutes. Welcome back to our second half of our program. Before we get started, I wanted to bring you up to date on a couple of performances that are coming up here at the Historic State Theater. Next Saturday, Strive Dance Studio will be performing. The show starts at 2 o'clock. And then on the 19th, 2 weeks from tonight, no, 2 weeks from last night, will be the Polar Express. And that's always a lot of fun for young and young at heart. And you're invited to wear your pajamas to that performance. It's a lot of fun, and usually it's a sellout crowd, so plan to be here early. That's again on the Friday the 19th, and that show starts at 6 o'clock. Well, a concerto is a musical composition that features one or more soloists with a band or orchestra. To begin the second half of our concert tonight, we're going to feature 3 of our clarinet players, Sidney Dixon, Cleese Townsend, and Pam Wickline. Playing Joy to the World, Silent Night, and Deck the Halls, here is Christmas Concerto. festive. What do you think?
It's
Well, there you go. Hang on a second. There's more. Somewhere along.
it lights up.
Oh, it does better than that. Oh, I hope the battery is still there. If not, you're missing a big show. That's what happens when you're born in the 50s. You're exactly right. Well, the battery's dead. You know, I had to change those once every couple of years, shouldn't I? Okay. Well, let's move on. Frank Ticelli is one of the best-known composers of concert band music. Oh, did I skip?
Yeah, Winter Wonderland 6.
Okay. See, they tell me I can do this every year until I get it right, so I'll see you next year. Sticking with the musical composition theme, our next piece is called Winter Wonderland, and it does not use the traditional arrangement heard over many of the radio stations or department stores. This arrangement takes the listeners on a tour of variations. It begins with a slow, dreamlike sequence. The next section is based on a two-step dance feel, and the third section plays around with the melody just a little bit, and then it finally culminates in a short swing section. Here's our version of Winter Wonderland. You know, I mentioned before intermission about how generous this community is. Another couple of examples that occurred to me. Last night, the LP Oroville Alliance Band played here, and in my experience, the band boosters who support the efforts of those students are the most active and dedicated volunteers I've ever come across. They raise thousands of dollars every year so that the band members have new uniforms or new instruments and have the ability to travel to places like Disneyland to perform and carry the banner of Oroville elsewhere. I think Fran Peace is in the audience tonight. Fran has been on a mission this year to raise money for a statue of a military dog, which will be at the Veterans Memorial Hall. And it's all been donations. Fran told me last night that she thinks she'll have enough money raised this year, in just this year, to go ahead and complete that effort. So, you know, don't let anybody talk Oroville down. My wife has a great statement. When somebody badmouths Oroville, she says, you know, there are 4 exits out of town, why don't you take one? I keep telling her I think I'm going to get punched out if she says that, but it's nonetheless a great line. We should be proud to live where we're living. I think now it's time for Frank Ticelli, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Okay, Frank Ticelli, one of the best-known composers of concert band music of our generation, and the band has played several of his works in the past. This song, Rest, was originally written as a choral number. The composer states that it is a piece of music, deeply felt lyricism and melodic warmth. And one look at the lyrics, which are printed on the back page of your program, reveals that to be a true statement. Originally written in 1999, the band version was arranged in 2010, and they play it for you tonight. Here is Rest. pieces that I mentioned at the beginning of the program tonight. It's a medley of Christmas songs that all refer to bells, including Ding Dong Merrily on High, The Bell Carol, Silver Bells, I Heard the Bells on Christmas Day, and finally Jingle Bells, but with a Latin influence. Here's our next number. Before we conclude tonight's program, the band wanted to recognize someone in the audience. And I'm going to turn it over to Bob Schofield.
Good evening. This lovely lady sitting next to me is Tracy, our president. And Jim, we weren't totally honest. We're actually recognizing you this evening, so please come back up.
Good evening. Thank you for coming to our Christmas concert. On behalf of the band, I would like to give a great big thank you to Jim Moll for being with us all these years and doing such a wonderful job and really bringing our concert to life.
Thank you.
We really
Thank
love
Oh my. Presented to Jim Moll, thank you for dedication and friendship to the Oroville Community Concert Band.
We also love their bag of goodies.
Okay.
One of them you have to
Where?
right now. Yeah, we're ready for you.
I hope they work better than the hat. Oh, they do. Okay.
There we go.
Now this is festive.
Yes, it is.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to be very suspicious the next time you say you've got a surprise just before the... Thank you very much. You know, for me it's a real honor to work with you folks, and I know for the community, they enjoy the skill and the talent that's on display here 2, 3, 4 times a year. So thank you very much for asking me to be part of it, and thank you on behalf of the audience. We're going to give them a big round of applause. The Oroville Community Concert Band.
We're always looking for new members. Some of us are in high school, some of us are a little bit older.
So if you do have a musical talent that you'd like to share, these are the easiest folks in town to work with. And they're always looking to expand the band, and you'll have a lot of fun if you join them. So please consider it. Well, to conclude tonight's show, we'd like to perform a number that's not a traditional holiday piece, but the meaning and emotion of the song fits the time of year. An elegy is a musical piece written in remembrance of someone. During this time of year, many of us remember fondly those friends and family who are no longer with us, but still hold a special place in our hearts. An affirmation is a positive assertion, often in the belief of something. Whether it's your family, your community, your faith, or a combination of all three, this time of year is when we choose to affirm our beliefs in many ways. Written by Jack Stamp, here is Elegy and Affirmation. final benediction tonight, which has become a tradition here among the band members, I'd like to share with you what I consider perhaps the best life advice that I've ever come across, from George Washington Carver. How far you go in life depends on your being tender with the young, compassionate with the aged, sympathetic with the striving, and tolerant of the weak and strong. Because someday in your life, you will have been all of those. I hope you've enjoyed the show tonight. I certainly have. Our Oroville Community Concert Band. And it's time for our final benediction.
It is.
Are we all ready? You don't have to go home.
But you can't stay here.
Good night, Merry Christmas, and God bless.